Hello, superstar traders. This is 𝗟𝗏𝗕𝗏 market analyst for EQ Markets Global, and I'm super delighted one more time to do this with you guys. This is a weekly market outlook for the second week of March from 11th to 15th of March 2024. And of course, you know how we do it. We're going to kick off with the economic calendar for today. So looking at the economic calendar, first, I want to bring to your notice that we're back to daylight savings time, okay? We're back to daylight savings time. And so this applies majorly for Canadian and US pairs, okay? Now, what does the daylight savings time mean? This is when in the US, they lose 1 hour, all right, to the day, okay? They lose 1 hour of their time to the day because of the summer, all right? So that is going to also be affecting the financial market in the sense that, all right, before now, we have our 4-hourly candlesticks forming at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and then 7 p.m., and then again 11 p.m., right? But this time around, it's going to revert back to 10 a.m. Nigerian time. And then the next 4-hourly candlestick begins to form around 2 p.m., and the next one by 6 p.m., the next one by 10 p.m., the next one by 2 a.m., and so on and so forth, especially for US pairs and also for Canadian pairs. So daylight savings time, guys, is back. Most of the news that we usually take around 1:30 p.m. from the US, which we have currently been taking at around 2:30 p.m., especially NFP, NFP will revert back to 1:30 p.m., no longer 2:30 p.m. So hopefully in the next NFP coming up, the next NFP reports coming up in April, that is for March, March NFP reports, which we're going to be looking at in April, we'll probably be looking at that by 1:30 p.m., all right? So that's the daylight savings time. Monday is void of all high impact expected news as always. And then, of course, we have the claimant count charge and some CPI data. Claimant count charge coming out for GBP, right? 7 a.m. Nigerian time on Tuesday, March 12th. And then, of course, we're expecting some CPI data. We're expecting some CPI data for 12:30 p.m., all right? That's on Tuesday. And then more so, we will be expecting the 10-year bond auction coming out for the US, all right? We want to know, I think the bond auction is an important data because it helps us to find out investors' outlook in the market, all right? Because most times investors determine the auction prices, okay? Investors determine the auction prices that the bond contracts of each countries are being auctioned or are being sold, okay? So these also reflect their outlook or their bias, all right, on a particular economy and all that. So that's also going to be an important data that we'll be looking out by 5:01 p.m. Nigerian time. And then going forward on Wednesday, March 13th, we're going to be also be expecting the 30-year bond auction still coming out from the US by 5:01. The first we looked at was a 10-year bond auction, all right? And we're also expecting GDP month on month for the Great Britain pound. And by 12:30 p.m., Thursday, March 14th, we're going to be expecting some PPI and retail sales data coming out all from the US. Friday, 12:30 p.m., we're going to be expecting the manufacturing index. And then by 2 p.m., the consumer sentiment report also coming out from the US. Just a handful of information that we have here for our economic calendar. First, let me reiterate, right? We've talked about the daylight savings time. That is, we on our own end gaining 1 hour, and on the US end, they losing 1 hour. So, of course, our 4-hourly time in Nigeria here, looking at the chart, will begin to form from 10, okay, let's say 10 p.m., all right, 2 a.m., 10 p.m., 2 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and so forth, all right? No longer 11, 3, 7 as it used to be. That simply means NFP is reverting back to 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time. All right, now let's quickly look at just a few things in the market before we run off, okay? I'm going to start with the dollar index, even if I don't have so much to trade concerning the dollar this week, but I'll just give you my bias and outlook on the dollar. All right. So I'm expecting a bounce back. I'm expecting a bounce back on the dollar index, okay, at this point. Now, this zone is significant because here, certainly, it was a more like a support zone. And then here, it was a support that was broken that turned resistance. And then the whole of this place, it was resistance. Again, now it came back to this zone as a support, right? So I apparently am expecting the dollar to go bullish this week, okay? I don't know what your expectations are, but apparently these are my bias and my expectations. But looking at these is on the daily time frame, it's going to consolidate a while before having the bullish push. Now let's quickly look at it on the 4-hourly time frame. Yes, on the 4-hourly time frame, of course, you can see that particular zone that I have mapped out for you, the particular line that I zone, or rather that I've mapped out for you. Price came into this zone and was easily rejected, right? Telling you that, look, there are a lot of buyers that are locked in this zone. And then, of course, we've got some buy confirmations as well, all the way from here. So I'm expecting the dollar index to bull, right? In the worst case scenario, what I will be expecting is this, right? In the worst case scenario, I'll be expecting a little retracement and then a massive push to the upside, all right? That's what I'll be expecting in the dollar index. So if the dollar is going to really buy this week, it simply means that I'll probably be looking out for sell opportunities, sell opportunities on GBP USD, AUD USD, and the like. So let me just quickly show you a few things on AUD USD, right? So on AUD USD, I've got here as my flip zone here. Now, this is my flip zone because first year it was an order block. So apparently it was my point of interest and then it was broken. So after it was broken, it's more like resistance turning to support. So it's more like my flip zone. So I'm expecting that prices will come very well into this flip zone, all right? If possible, consolidate around this flip zone, all right? Or even break a little below it, right? Before going all the way to the top, right? So that's what I'm expecting on AUD USD. So just put these on your watch list and look at them. I'm not giving you any trade signal on these at the moment, okay? The same thing I'm expecting on GBP USD. I've still got my flip zone here. So I'm expecting that, look, prices is going to come into this flip zone, right? Before going all the way to the top, right? So you put GBP USD as well on your watch list. The same thing I'm expecting on Euro USD, right? All of them apparently have flip zones, right? So I'm expecting prices to come into the flip zone and then move around that a bit before going all the way to the top, right? And then also for USD JPY, remember I told you I'm expecting the dollar to bull. So most likely, right, I would be expecting a buy confirmation around where the USD JPY is trading, all right, for a buy. Or maybe it's going to fall into 146.398 to 146.027, which is somewhere between these two lines, right? So I'm expecting probably prices coming between these two lines and then begin to boot, or even fall below that, come back to this trend line to somewhere at around 145.71751, find confirmations around that zone, and then we're going to be expecting the massive bullish move on USD JPY. Right, so these are just a few bias on the USD pairs, right? I still want to look at a few more, which is gold. I know a lot of people are asking what's happening on gold. Guys, can I blow your mind? It's unfortunate to tell you guys, but I looked gold critically this morning, and I am sorry to say, but gold still has a lot of buy potential. All right, a lot of buy potential. But don't worry, it's going to have a little bearish retracement. I am rather expecting a bearish retracement, but it's going to have a lot of buy opportunities still going to be locking in. So let me show you those buy opportunities. First, you're going to understand it majorly on the monthly time frame. Can you see that? Right. So if you look at it on the monthly time frame, yeah, we've got our first touch here, we've got our second touch. What we basically did was to duplicate this trend line, right, so that it forms a channel, right? We're duplicating this trend line so that it forms a channel. So let me take this off. let me take this one off so that you're going to simply understand what we're looking at, okay? So yes, apparently we duplicated this trend line to form a channel. So can you see where gold is going? So gold had moved this way, it had moved this way, and apparently it's moving where? All the way to the top. All right, guys. So that's what I am apparently expecting. Gold is moving all the way to this top before coming back below, right? So this is something that you probably may not see because everyone is expecting a sell. And in fact, myself, I've been expecting a sell since last week, but already I got trapped in that sell position. Even when it got into profit, I refused to exit the market, right? So I'm telling you, so you don't make similar mistake as me, right? So gold is still going to have massive push up to gold will probably get into 2,300 plus, okay? Gold will probably get to 2,300 plus, right? Before it's going to have the retracement before it's going to have a sell-off that we probably have been looking for, right? All right, so let's quickly look at the short time happenings on gold. Let's quickly look at the short time happenings on gold. So for the short time happenings on gold, I've seen on the 4-hourly confirmation, I've seen a confirmation happen. But apparently I'm not so excited because these confirmations have happened a couple of times. But because the bullish momentum is so strong and massive, we've always seen that the confirmations were invalidated and gold keeps pushing upward. But apparently, I am expecting that gold is most likely going to fall back to this zone here. Okay, gold is most likely going to fall back to somewhere at around 2165. Okay, to somewhere around 2165. It's currently trading at around 2179. Right, if gold falls back to 2165 or even to 2154, right, then I would advise that you look out for buy opportunities on gold because the next level is going to be over 2,300. All right, the next level is going to be over 2,300. So between 2165 to 2154, right, I'm expecting gold to come into those zones and then create opportunities for buy. Right, so that's my outlook on gold. All right, so just before we go, I've got only one trade signal for you guys. And I hope it's going to fetch you real money. And that's on Euro GBP, right? That's already on Euro GBP. I'm already on this trade, but then I am expecting, okay, let me just show you, where we came from. All right. So first on Euro GBP, we've seen on the weekly time frame this amazing trend line that had been respected and begun all the way from 2015 and had been respected a countless number of times. But we've seen this trend line break, and then for several weeks, for more than 2 months, right? For more than 2 months since January, we have seen consolidation on Euro GBP at around that level, right? Now, the reason why I'm expecting the bullish push on this pair is because I could find a bullish confirmation earlier on the weekly time frame. I could find a bullish confirmation on the weekly time frame. Or else, where I was expecting that prices would most likely get to is somewhere below here, all right, and then back above, okay? Probably back up to this channel up here. But then I was getting a confirmation, an early signal for a buy, and of course, that's why it took that trade. But let's scale down to the daily time frame, right? If it's invalidated, we're going to leave it. But if it's not, I'll still ask you to enter the trade. All right, so on the daily time frame here, we get to see that price is currently trading at around, okay, let me show you this. All right, let me show you this. Can you see that? So this particular zone here became a very significant zone as we've had a first touch on that zone, right? And then we had another touch on that zone. And then again, we had the third touch and now, okay. Okay, I think I have to pick this one. And then again, now another touch here, all right? So this is first touch, second touch, and third and fourth, right? Without considering this one, and without also considering this one, yeah, we are seeing what we call the double bottom, right? We've seen what we call the double bottom. Now, apparently, this double bottom also swept liquidity that was here. So if truly after sweeping liquidity, it's forming a double bottom, then we expect that, look, prices is going to bull from here. So let's go over to the 4-hourly time frame. Let's see what is happening on the 4-hourly time frame. All right, so as expected on the 4-hourly time frame, after seeing the double bottom, all right, I can also explain to you that, look, there was an order block which marks our point of interest after the liquidity here was swept, right? Can you see that liquidity was cleared on this zone here and prices moved up? Well, prices came back to this order block, which was our point of interest, just slightly tapped into it and began to pull, all right? And then, of course, yes, here we've got a buy confirmation. You can see that here, right? We've got a buy confirmation. So this is a very fine entry, if you ask me, in my opinion, and this is going to present us with 1:about 7 RR, okay? Now, these are the parameters. These are the parameters. If you're entering even at the current market price, you can use my stop loss, which is at 0.84965, all right? But my final target price I'm looking at is 0.85607, all right? Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to this channel, please do 2 things for me. Please kindly like this video, leave a comment for me. I'd love to read your comments. I'd love to read your questions and answer them. And also do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that we can, whenever we put out more informative, educative contents just like this one, you're going to be the first to get notified. And more than that, if you're new to our channel, there is a whole lot that we do. Like this week, we are beginning our 1-week trade marathon. Okay, it begins today and ends on Thursday. And of course, every single day we're going to turn up and we're going to look at the market and we're going to trade together and expect to take profit. We've done a countless number of times, and this is not going to be any exception for us to make profits from the market. So would you want to join us? Look in the description below, go to our website, simply click on register, sign up an account. Somebody's going to contact you and we can add you up to our cash out match group where all of these trading activities are happening. And also, hooray, we've launched our Signal Telegram group channel, all right? And we've been already recording so much profits on that group. If you want to be part of that group, simply send us, simply create an account. Somebody's going to reach out to you. Then you can ask the person to join you up to that group. Or you would want to chat us up on +234 816 222 8986. All right. You can also find that in the description below. Thank you so much. Bye for now and have a wonderful week ahead.